You look 20 years ago, there was no discussion of gay marriage. There was no discussion of pick your pet du jour issue. Universal health care. Very little discussion of it. And everything has pretty much been yanked way to the left, so that we have been left feeling like we're crazy because we don't want to pay for someone's abortion. Irrespective of if you're pro-life or pro-choice, I think we can all kind of agree that it might not be a good idea, since we're so religiously sensitive at the moment, to force someone who is, through their beliefs, does not support abortion. You shouldn't ask their federal tax dollars to pay for it. That's not a crazy idea.
No.
But you are now labeled a radical if you stand in opposition of something like that. You are considered a radical if you stand in opposition of gay marriage. And for the record, I'm pro-gay union. Just don't call it marriage. I'm not a crazy right-winger.
I stand exactly where the President of the United States, Barack Obama, stands. Exactly the same place.
Where does he stand now?
Exactly now. He stands exactly where you stand. Look, I don't care what you do in your own bedroom. How does that affect me? I don't care. But let's not destroy an institution, the institution of marriage. You want to have a civil union? What kind of hate monger doesn't want people to be able to go to the hospital and visit somebody, or be able to pass things on? That's stupid. That's just stupid.
And so that, but we get labeled being radicals if we're against it by, whatever. They always call us radical because we're conservative. But the thing that worries me about the party is the party has somehow decided that we need to become centrists on all things.
No, but they're not center.
No, they're not.
They're not center.
And the funny thing is, I actually think that you and Rush and Levin and Hannity are actually on the same page on some of this stuff, which is that the party needs to go back to its roots, what it was with Reagan.
Principles.
Principles, conservatism. Do not spend money you don't have. It boggles my mind that we as a country can't grasp this simple issue. We will be the first and most selfish multi-generational group that has passed this much debt on to their grandchildren.
History of the world.
Where is the shame? At some point, we got to back away.
I want to show you how, because Vince and I talked about it, and I asked him, I said, have you ever heard of the Overton window before? It's the name of my fiction book that is coming out soon, The Overton Window. Ever heard of it? I'll explain it coming up next. We were talking over the weekend about something, it's actually the name of a fiction book that I'm writing that's coming out next spring. It's called We Are Americans, subtitle, The Overton Window. You know what it is?
Well, when you explain it to me, we had kind of talked loosely about something like this years ago, that big lurch to the left that I was talking about. And then you explained it to me in the clinical terms, and I said, oh, that's like needing $5 from your dad, so you ask him for 20. Because then your dad says, 20, are you out of your mind? Are you crazy? Here's 5.
Okay.
And you walk away happy.
Look what's happened, America. The Overton window is a political spectrum. It's a political trick. It's unbelievable. Let's take health care. Any issue. We used to, when our grandparents were here, the window was right here. Okay? There's the window. And anything outside of that, we said, let's take care of the widows and the orphans. Let's start Social Security, et cetera, et cetera. So we did. Anything out of that, the out of work and the unemployed, especially those including choice, that was radical. It was out of the window. Got it? Here's what's happened. Politicians move the window. They just keep pushing it. And they push it farther and farther to the left or to the right. But they take things that were insane. For instance, they'll move it right now. We're here. We're here. Here's the window. Those who don't pay for health care, those who choose not to pay for any kind of health care, those who choose not to have a job, we're going to fund abortions. We have extra money from the rich. We can include illegals here. Illegal immigrants. Let's give illegal immigrants health care. That's crazy talk. They've moved the window, which makes all of this stuff absolutely fine, especially this stuff we don't even discuss anymore. This is just accepted that we're going to cover this, and this becomes radical. Oh, who would do that? You just want to cover the widows and orphans? Yes! That's where we used to be. Let everybody else. This is total government, and that's total government. That's communism, fascism,
well,
whatever.
This is benevolent meritocracy. You work. You have one life to live. You You take your God-given talents, you go out and you make the best you can out of yourself. You pay taxes, you take care of those who absolutely can't take care of themselves. This is a loss of freedom. They take the money from those who have worked hard and they decide where to put it.
They decide. That's the choice. And the trick is the Overton window. Back in a second with Vince Flynn. We're back with Vince Flynn, the author of Pursuit of Honor, and we were just talking about the shift here, and I think that most people don't understand the shift of politics. I think the Republicans are now the Democrats of the 1990s, and the Democrats are gone. The Democrats that my parents or grandparents might have been, that's gone.
Well, they cracked the door with Reagan. It was when the Democratic Party became the party of abortion, of choice, in the 70s, that and a bad economy opened the door for Ronald Reagan, because for the first time, people who were traditionally Democrats went out and voted for a Republican.
So what happened to the Democrat? Why are the Democrats still, why are so many people still saying, yeah, I'm a Democrat? Do they even pay attention to who these people are?
Here's what I think is interesting. They went into high gear in the 90s because of their absolute monopoly with the media. You had a bunch of like-minded people, no diversity of thought in every editorial board at every newspaper pretty much across the country, the major networks, CNN. They've lost it now because of talk radio, Fox News. All of that stuff has now opened up the playing field, so people are going to get their information wherever they want to get it. Your Overton window example. The media amplified all those crazy ideas in the 90s, which lurched the Democratic Party that much further to the left. And you see it in the poll numbers all the time. We are identified as a center-right country.
Right. But the media keeps saying the center-right is extreme, and it's crazy.
Yes.
You know, did you see, there was a story, I know that you were quoted in it, so I know you saw it. There was a story about 2 weeks ago in the New York Times that said, I'm the new Oprah.
Yes.
Because of people like you. I talk about your books and, you know, your books, you don't need me, but yeah, the people go out and read these books. There was a story the next day that said, you know, we've been looking at the numbers of these books that Glenn Beck is selling and blah, blah, blah. And maybe there should be a conservative book list. They want to relegate.
They had their liberal book list forever. This gets me worked up. When I get a chance to speak to kids and business groups, I often use you, Rush, and Oprah as an example. All three of you self-made. Why do you and Rush get attacked for being self-made and Oprah gets celebrated? And it's because you and Rush don't fit into their group think of how we should all behave and think.
But that's what they want to do. They want to separate.
But it's not working.
Your
They're
books,
losing their monopoly.
Your books sell mainstream.
Yes.
But
until they went on your show today.
Right, I know. And then but what they want to do is separate you out so they can keep the illusion.
Oh, I get labeled all the time as if I am some right-wing radical nut job because I think we should go kill the terrorists before they kill us. And I don't feel real bad that we waterboarded Sheikh Mohammed. I'm a radical because of that.
I don't know.
And oh, by the way,
I don't know if I could have done it. Did they hold him down by the hair on his back? Did they do that? I don't know.
They Velcroed him to the table. And oh, by the way, you know, I voted for Amy Klobuchar, who's a wonderful Democratic senator from Minnesota. I am not this right-wing radical, but on national security issues, darn straight.
Okay, back in a second. I just want to leave you, America, with something that I think will hack off a lot of people in the country. It's Chapter 50 of Pursuit of Honor with Vince Flynn. Nutshell.
Sat down to write it last year, and I realized that all of those senators in Washington who were anti-torture, anti-enhanced measures, were all senators with a perfect NARAL voting record, who had voted to actually use federal tax dollars to fund late-term abortions. That's what they had voted for. And so I came up with this contradiction. It's not okay to make the mastermind of 9/11 think he's drowning, but it is okay to stick a spike into an 8.5-month-old fetus's head and suck his brains out. No judgment here on the abortion, the pro-choice matter. I'm just saying, how can we get so worked up about making the one guy think he's drowning and not worked up, actually have our tax dollars go towards supporting this procedure? Pretty out of whack.
He's an extremist. He's an extremist. Good night, America, from New York, and good night, Mrs. Dunn, wherever you are.